So what are the countermeasures? Well, let's take a look. To defend against Bluetooth hacking, make sure that your PIN keys are non-regular patterns. Make sure devices always stay hidden. Keep track of all past paired devices and delete suspicious devices. Make sure that Bluetooth is disabled unless you need it. Never accept pairing requests from devices you don't intend to connect to. And ensure that encryption is enabled when connecting to a PC. Keep your device network range at its lowest. Only pair with other devices in a secure area. Of course, install antivirus. Ensure default security settings are changed to the best possible standard. Make sure that all Bluetooth connections use link-level encryption. Ensure encryption is empowered from multiple wireless communications. As you are locking down wireless, you think in different layers: the connection, the signal, devices, end users, the data, and the network. So be thinking about security for all of these. You're going to want to use manufacturer best practices. For defending against wireless attacks, here are some best practices. Don't leave the default SSID. Don't leave it Linksys. Make sure nobody can make a remote admin connection, that's disabled. If you want to administer this router, you got to actually plug into it physically. Make sure that the router access password is set and changed from the default, and that you have firewall protection enabled. Turn on MAC filtering on routers and access points. Even though it's a 2-inch high fence, it helps a tiny bit. Make sure that SSID broadcasts are disabled on your access points, so people have to already know what they are. Again, it's not a high-level fence, but it requires people do a little bit more effort. And make sure especially that the passphrase is changed frequently. Always turn off the SSID. Cloak your SSID. Keep your passphrases free of the SSID name, the network name, the company name, anything that would be easy to figure out. So don't say like, university something. Have it be a little bit more cryptic. Now, of course, that makes it much tougher on your users. Make sure that you've got a firewall or packet filter between the AP and the intranet, because anybody can connect to the AP, even across the street. Keep your wireless network signal strength low enough to avoid detection outside, or use directional antennas is probably an even better choice. Regularly ensure there are no issues with setup or configuration. You can use extra traffic encryption if you like. Prefer WPA instead of WEP, but really prefer WPA2 if possible. And really WPA2 Enterprise if you can manage, but that's a whole other infrastructure. Make sure that the access points are physically secure. Make sure that all drivers are up to date, and make sure the network is disabled when you don't need it. And if you can, use WPA2 Enterprise so that authentication is sent to a central server. So those are the defenses against Wi-Fi hacking.